Hello and welcome to today's edition of your timeline. Today we're filling in the blank for 1872. The top blank, the main event, should be that it should be First National Park, and then your subcategory place should be Yellowstone. Yellowstone, located at the corner formed by Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, was declared the first national park in 1872 by President Ulysses S. Grant, who should sound familiar because we just talked about him with the Civil War. He was the military leader, the general who ended up leading the North during the Civil War. After the Civil War, a couple of years after, he becomes president then. I put him on your timeline as a subcategory of the Civil War instead of as a president because he was way more influential as a military leader in the Civil War. As president, he was kind of forgettable. He kind of fails to do a lot of the things that needed to be done right after the Civil War in order to put the country back together and make us a unified us group again. Not that he was a bad president, he just wasn't a spectacular one either. But he did declare Yellowstone to be the first national park, so there's that. While Yellowstone is awesome in its own right, its preservation marks a change in the way of thinking about our country. Up until this point, we had pretty much seen the land, especially land in the western part of the continent, as a way to make money. There was so much of it, and no one really considered that it might be necessary to protect it. Congress moved to protect Yellowstone from, and I'm reading to you the quote from what Congress said, to protect it from injury or spoliation of all timber, mineral deposits, natural curiosities, or wonders within. Since 1872, several other natural areas have been declared protected areas for a total of 62 national parks today. We also have state parks, we have county parks, we have local, like town parks. There are lots of other designations, but there are 62 nationally protected by the federal government national parks. There is still a lot of debate about national parks and politics today. Several groups would like the land to be opened up for private ownership or for ranching. Oil and other valuable natural resources have been found in national parks. Some people feel that the federal government is not the best steward of the land, meaning the best one to take care of that land, because the federal government does so many other things, and they aren't the people who live there. That maybe the people who live there would be better suited to take care of that land and know what's best for it. Well, the idea is to allow people to enjoy our land as a natural resource. In recent years, so many people have crowded to Yellowstone in particular that it has become overcrowded and polluted. Visitor fees for national parks are necessary to pay for their upkeeps. Currently, it's, depending on the park, I think between $20 and $40 for you to drive into the park at any point in time. But do they make the parks one more experience for wealthy Americans only? People are increasingly bold in their interaction with native wildlife, which endangers the wildlife and the people. I'm talking about people taking selfies with a moose, who then charges them and kills them. It often seems that environmentalism, which is the instinct to preserve and protect the environment, and capitalism, which is the desire to use resources to make money, are ideas that cannot exist together. And that's it for today. Thanks.